Sorry for that. It's been a while since I was like teaching. So hindi hindi ako nag-share masyadong screen. Okay. Yeah. So let's move on to our first lesson. So the first lesson is about the fundamentals of pharmacology. So before we start, I would just like to introduce myself. I don't know if you know me. So if you know me, that's good. If you don't know, you can get to know me here. So my name is Raysan Cosas. So I'm a registered pharmacist and I'm teaching in CEU since 2015. So I handle the courses like this. Aside from that, I also handle therapeutics, pharmacotherapy, biopharmaceutics, and pharmacokinetics. But now I'm currently on study leave, so that's why I'm not in the Philippines. I'm currently here in Bangkok, Thailand, pursuing my PhD in pharmacology and toxicology. Okay, so I'm really specializing into this field now, and I'm also doing my dissertation now. So if you have questions, guys, regarding like the lessons, or if you want to consult something regarding your medications, you can email me through this email, rscosas@ceu.edu.ph. Or if you don't want the email, you can message me or connect with me on any of my socials. Okay? Yeah. Free consultation naman. Huwag kayong mag-alala. Yeah, many of like your ates and kuyas, if you know them, I was their teacher also, be in during their undergraduate or during their view. So uh, I I know your ates or kuyas know me. I just don't know on the younger opto students. Okay? Yeah. So let's proceed now with our lesson. Let's get going. So this is the definition, the long definition of pharmacology. When we talk about pharmacology, it came from the two Greek words. Okay, the first Greek word is pharmakon, okay, meaning drug. And then the second one is logos, meaning study. So it came from the two Greek words, pharmakon and logos. So literally, pharmacology is the scientific study of drugs. Okay. We study how drugs interact in our biological system and how these drugs produce or elicit effects inside the body. So in longer definition, so this is defined by Kat Zung. So it is the study of substances. So these substances are usually called drugs. Okay. So drugs need to interact, okay, inside the body. So how do they interact? They interact through chemical processes, specifically by binding or regulating different molecules in the body. The most important biomolecules that drugs interact with are called proteins because, okay, majority of the receptors are made up of proteins. So the drug should able to bind or interact with receptors so that it could activate or inhibit, okay, body processes in our biologic system. So it depends on the drug if the drug could activate some body processes. So later, you will know the term, okay, that specifically activate a receptor, or a drug could also inhibit these proteins or these receptors. So ulit, paano mag-act ang gamot? The drug should able to bind with the receptor, and it forms what we call drug receptor complex. Okay, these drug receptor complex produces cellular effect that would uh, lead to pharmacologic response. So that's what we study in pharmacology. And to deepen your knowledge in pharmacology, you need to be aware of some of the important terms, okay? And of course, disciplines related to pharmacology. So this is what I will discuss in the fundamentals for today. So what is a drug? So a drug is a chemical substance which can be natural, okay, semi-synthetic or synthetically acquired. So ano po ba yung natural? Natural, it means it could be derived from natural sources like plants, okay, like from animals or even microorganisms, right? Uh, the antibiotics that you are taking, the antimicrobial agents, most of them are derived naturally from microorganisms. So one example of a natural a drug, which is an antimicrobial, I think all of you have taken this drug. Sino kaya ang hindi pa nag-take nito? Okay, the penicillins. Ayan. So penicillins are a group of antimicrobial agents. These are life-saving medications that are used to treat bacterial infections, right? Kapag meron kang ubo caused by pneumonia, when you have sore throat, uh, caused by Streptococcus pyogenes, when you have like UTI, diba? Caused by E. coli. So we usually take antimicrobial agents, and one of the most common things you take is penicillin. So penicillin is naturally occurring. So it was derived from Penicillium notatum. Okay, that's the source of penicillin. Okay, it was discovered. I think you know the scientist Alexander Fleming. Do you know Fleming? Yeah, Alexander. He discovered this. Alexander. He discovered it accidentally. Yeah, accidentally niya lang po. Sana ganun mag-discover no? Nung unang panahon pwede pa yan. But now, usually we discover drugs by means of targeted approach. But during the previous times, they can accidentally discover uh, drugs, okay, by serendipity. So si Alexander Fleming, he discovered penicillin because of his contamination when he cultures bacteria. He noticed that a certain part of the culture dish was inhibited, okay, because of the growth of a mold. So the mold secreted a specific agent that he would later call penicillin. Okay, so the the metabolite secreted by the mold inhibited the growth of certain types of bacteria. So kaya nag-discover niya. Pero talagang nagkamali siya kasi na-contaminate niya yung culture dish niya. Okay? But today, penicillin is usually commercially isolated from Penicillium chrysogenum. Okay, yan na po yung new source ni penicillin because Penicillium notatum produces small amount of penicillins. So right now, most of the penicillins you take are isolated from Penicillium chrysogenum. So that's natural. Okay? Ano naman yung semi-synthetic? When we talk about semi-synthetic, the naturally derived drug is modified in such a way that there would be improved activity, okay, of the drug. So, minodify mo siya ng konti, you modified the drug, okay? Like you added some important functional groups if you review your organic chemistry, right? So these important functional group could alter the activity of drugs. Okay. One example of a semi-synthetic uh, drug, pwede ring i-ano ko na lang sa penicillin para ano tayo, consistent. One example is amoxicillin. Okay, amoxicillin. Okay. Familiar ba kayo kay amoxicillin? So this is usually present in co-amoxiclav. Ayan, yun yung ginagamit niya, di ba? Madalas. So si amoxicillin, it's a semi-synthetic derivative of penicillin. Okay? So it is modified to have an amino group. Okay? Kaya si amoxicillin, kaya siya tinawag na amoxicillin because yung inedit sa kanya, yung inalter sa kanya is nag-add ng amino group. Kaya ang pangalan niya, amoxicillin. Okay? So, amoxicillin is semi-synthetic. So, anong sabi ko kapag semi-synthetic? Is it bad for drugs to be semi-synthetic? No. I told you, we modify the structure of naturally occurring drugs to make them what? Worse or better? Ano ang sagot nyo, guys? Worse or better? Huh? In the chat
Better
box.
po.
Better.
Yeah,
Better
better.
po.
That's why, sino ang mas ginagamit nyo? Si amoxicillin ba o yung kauna-unahang penicillin like si benzyl penicillin?
Amoxicillin.
Si amoxicillin. I suppose hindi nyo na narinig. Mga Gen Z ba kayo? Yung mga Gen Z, baka hindi na alam yung benzyl penicillin, yung Peng. Yeah, Peng. This is one of the earliest penicillin we have. Okay? Yeah. So mas alam nyo ang amoxicillin. Okay? Yeah. How about for synthetic? Okay, guys, for synthetic, it's synthesized from the laboratory, as the name implies. Okay, we just make this straight from the laboratory. It's not derived, okay, from natural sources. Okay, so one example of synthetic drugs. So let's stick with antimicrobials. Have you heard of ciprofloxacin?
Yes po.
Yeah, good. Okay, so ciprofloxacin is a fluoroquinolone. Fluoroquinolone. Okay, so this is also a life-saving medication. We usually use it. I think most of the time, girls usually use this for recurrent UTI. Because boys, hindi naman masyado nagkaka-UTI ang mga lalaki. For girls, the physicians usually prescribe ciprofloxacin, which is a fluoroquinolone. And fluoroquinolones are derived from nalidixic acid. So nalidixic acid is a synthetic compound. Okay, so if a drug is derived from a synthetic compound, it's called a synthetic drug. A synthetic drug. Okay, so based on the sources, drugs could be natural, semi-synthetic, or synthetic. Okay, that when introduced into the body, okay, would modify or alter the normal body function, or it could also inhibit or kill foreign bodies. Okay, so pag kill, example, kill bacteria. Ang tawag doon, bactericidal. Bactericidal. Ayan. So, one example of bactericidal na yung lahat ng binanggit ko na antimicrobials ngayon. Okay, yung mga penicillins. So, all penicillins are bactericidal. They can kill the bacteria, the susceptible bacteria readily. Also, the fluoroquinolones are also bactericidal. Or some antimicrobials, guys, they don't kill the bacteria. They only inhibit the growth of certain microorganisms or bacteria. We call them bacteriostatic. Bacterio. Okay? So, pag sinabi nating bacteriostatic, they only inhibit the growth of microorganisms. Okay? Yeah. One example of bacteriostatic is, nakatake na ba kayo nung pink na antibiotic? Sino dito? Yung may mga edad. Sino pong may mga edad? Naka-take na ba kayo nun? Yung pink na antibiotic. Anong tawag?
Erythromycin?
Erythromycin. Ang galing po ni Doc. Ayan. Erythromycin. Ayan. So, erythromycin is, yeah, a bacteriostatic. It's also a very popular antibiotic. Pero nung mga panahon pa namin yun, oo. Ngayon kasi hindi na siya masyadong popular because of antimicrobial resistance. Yeah. But during the previous times, it's really popular. If you have allergy to penicillins, erythromycin is the alternative drug that you can take if you are allergic to penicillin. Okay? Yeah. Next, a drug may be defined as any substance that brings biologic function, a change in biologic function through chemical action. I told you a drug could activate. Okay, it's called agonist. Yung kanina. Okay. Diba I told you that drug could activate or inhibit. So pag sinabi nating activate, it's called agonist. So ibig sabihin, it could activate the receptor. Pag naman antagonist, okay, it inhibits the receptor. Okay? So ano bang pagkakaiba ng agonist sa antagonist? Pag agonist, it literally activates the receptor. So when the agonist binds with the receptor is activated, causing a response. While the antagonist, okay, the antagonist, how does it work? It inhibits the agonist from binding with the receptor. Okay, so what does it do? It occupies the receptor so that the agonist cannot bind. So if the agonist is not bound to the receptor, what does it mean? Will you produce an effect? Balikan natin yung sinabi ko kanina. Anong kailangan ng gamot? The drug should have, it should be bound to the receptor. To have a drug receptor complex, and this leads to effect. O, paano kapag present si antagonist? The antagonist will prevent the agonist from binding with the what? With the receptor. So sino naka-occupy sa receptor? So kung ito yung agonist, okay? Ito naman yung antagonist. Okay, si antagonist, siya yung magbabind dyan. Okay? Kaya si agonist hindi makakapag-bind. So it prevents the agonist from binding to the receptor. Okay? That's how antagonist works. Okay? And of course, I told you the drug, okay, especially the agonist, should bind to the receptor to activate the drug. Okay? So that's the whole definition of a drug so far. And I told you, in order to fully understand, okay, the discipline about drug, we need to have a good knowledge on its two main subdivisions. So in studying pharmacology, so before we start with the group of drugs, okay, kailangan nyo munang magkaroon ng good understanding of the core concepts of pharmacology. So in order for you to have a good grasp of pharmacology, you need to learn its two main subdivisions. Okay, so there are two main divisions of pharmacology. Okay, the first one is pharmacodynamics. So ano yung ating mnemonics para matandaan niyo yung pharmacodynamics? Okay, it came from two words, pharmakon, meaning, ano nga yung ibig sabihin ng pharmakon?
Drug. Drugs.
Ang galing, grabe. Oo, last meeting na talaga to eh. Alam nyo na eh. Okay, pharmakon meaning drug. How about dynamo? Dynamo. Dynamo meaning power. Power. So, does drug have powers? May powers ba siya? Ano na ba yung mga pinapanood nyo ngayon? Baka hindi na ako makarelate. Yeah. Do they have like powers? No. The power, guys, is equated to, okay, actions. Okay. Effects or response of drugs. Okay. Ang mnemonics nyo dito for pharmacodynamics is MOA. Ano po yung MOA? Okay. Mechanism of action. Mechanism mechanism of action. How drugs act inside the body. What the drug does to the body. Anong ginagawa ng gamot sa ating katawan? Ano bang ginagawa niya? Ulit-ulit na nga lang tayo. E di nagbabind sa receptor. Okay? So what do we study in pharmacodynamics? We study receptors. We study receptor binding, how drugs bind to the receptor. We study the consequences of a drug binding with its receptor. Okay? How about pharmacokinetics? Again, pharmacokinetics, it came from the Greek words pharmakon, meaning drug. Okay, the second one is kinesis. Kinesis. Okay, meaning movement. Okay, meaning movement. So what do we study in pharmacokinetics? We study how drugs move. Gumagalaw ba ang katawan? Gumagalaw ba yung gamot sa katawan? Opo. 'Di ba? Iniinom mo yung gamot as a tablet or a capsule or a syrup. Yes, the drug moves inside the body. And what's the discipline that studies how drugs move inside the body? It's called pharmacokinetics. Okay? Ano ba yung ginagawang movement ng gamot sa ating katawan? It moves. Okay? Ang ating mnemonics dito ay ADME. Okay? Ano naman yung ADME? It moves through several processes. The first one is absorption. Okay, absorption. So mamaya after the fundamentals, okay, and after your assessment, we'll move on with the basic principles of pharmacokinetics. So you will like you will have a good understanding of how drugs move inside the body. So absorption. D is distribution. Okay. M is metabolism. And E is excretion. Okay. For ADME, The E is excretion. Ano po ba yung elimination? Elimination is a general term, okay, that encompasses both metabolism and excretion. Okay, so elimination is a broader term that we use, okay, that describes both metabolism and excretions. So we cannot interchangeably use elimination from excretion. Siguro nung hindi pa kayo maalam sa pharmacology, pwede niyo pa silang i-interchange. Pero pag maalam na kayo, syempre dapat alam niyo na yung difference. So, for a drug to be eliminated, it should be first metabolized. And lastly, it should be excreted inside the body. That's how elimination works. So you will learn that as we proceed. Okay? So again, studying the core concepts of pharmacodynamics and pharmacokinetics will help you, okay, understand pharmacology. So it's very important to really understand dynamics and kinetics. So ito po yung mga sinabi ko kanina. Pag sinabi natin pharmacokinetics, it studies the movement, the transit of drug inside the body. So, what the body does to the drug. Anong ginagawa ng ating katawan sa gamot? Ano bang ginagawa niya? Ina-absorb, dinidistribute, mini-metabolize, ini-excrete, ADME. How about pharmacodynamics? Okay, it studies the actions, effects, responses of drugs in the body. It studies the consequences of a drug binding with its receptor. What the drug does to the body. Anong ginagawa naman ng gamot sa ating katawan. So, pag pinagsama mo yan, kay PK plus KD, yan na po si pharmacology. That's the whole of pharmacology. In pharmacodynamics, we also measure responses of drugs and how the response relates to drug dose or concentration. Okay. Do you have any questions so far? Thumbs up if you still understand. Okay. Thank you. Good. Magagaling talaga pag opto students. Okay. Let's now move on to the disciplines related to pharmacology. Okay, the first discipline, okay, is pharmacotherapeutics, or also known as pharmacotherapy. So we study here the therapeutic use, okay, the therapeutic uses of drugs to treat diseases. And there are many uses or therapeutic uses of drugs inside the body. So the first one is it can cure a disease. So ano ba yung example ng cured ng disease? If you have an infection, so for your eyes, if you have eye infection, okay, you have bacterial infection, what do you take? You should take antimicrobial agents or antibacterial agents. Antimicrobial. Okay. So antimicrobials cure the infection. Gagaling ka. How about delay the disease progression? Okay, there are some diseases that cannot be cured by drugs. Okay, but we can delay the progression of the disease by managing the signs and symptoms. So one perfect example of this is hypertension. Sino dito ang tumataas ang presyon? Wala. Mga bata pa kasi. Oh, tataas din ang presyon niya. Okay. Yeah. So hypertension, guys, it has no cure, but you should take drugs, okay, like antihypertensive drugs to like normalize your BP, okay? Because wala namang namamatay sa hypertension actually. May kilala na ba na kayong namatay dahil sa hypertension? Pakilala mo sa akin. Kausapin ko. Oo. Wala pa naman pong masyado. Unless it's like hypertensive emergency na 180 over or nagto-200 na siya. Pero yung mga 140, 150, hindi ka mamamatay dyan. Oo, sinasabi ko sa'yo. But guys, but what I'm telling is, if you don't manage your blood pressure, you will have complications. And those complications will kill you. Yun yung papatay sa'yo, kapatid. Okay? So ano yung pinaka-common na complication ng hypertension? Of course, it's kidney failure. Diba? Pansin nyo yung mga hindi naggagamot ng kanilang blood pressure. Sorry. Yeah. Nagkakaroon sila ng kidney failure. So to delay disease progression, okay, antihypertensive agents are, okay, good examples of those drugs. Sa eyes, glaucoma. Diba? Hindi ka naman gagaling sa glaucoma mo pag nag-take ka ng anti-glaucoma drugs. But you prevent progression, which is like total blindness with the use of anti-glaucoma agents like your prostaglandin analogs or your beta blockers. Yeah. Next is alleviate signs and symptoms. Alleviate means to lessen the extent. Okay, that's called alleviate signs and symptoms. So they usually use for symptomatic management. Ginagamit sila for symptomatic. Okay, like for example, if you have eye infection, what's the most common symptom of having an eye infection? What's the color of your eyes? Pink? Ano pong color ng mata? Yung
Reddish.
pag nakachongke. Anong color po? Legal po kasi chongke dito sa Thailand eh. Kung gusto niyo po, I accept orders pasabay. Joke lang. Baka sabihin ni Dean B no? Ano ba tong si Rayson? Bakit nagbebenta na ng chongke? Hindi po, hindi po. Oo. Pero message nyo lang po ako kung willing talaga kayo. Yeah. Joke lang. So guys, it's red eye. 'Di ba parang namumula yung mata mo, right? Ah, pero pag may bacterial infection ka, tapos you uh, applied like vasoconstrictors. Okay? Ano ba yung example ng mga vasoconstrictors? Para mawala yung pamumula. Ha? Do you know any vasoconstrictor?
Epinephrine po ba?
Ano po?
Epinephrine.
Epinephrine? Agad-agad. Yung mga over-the-counter muna.
Losartan.
Losartan? No po, sa mata po tayo.
Mata.
Opo. But losartan is a dilator, vasodilator. Kaya eye mo, may nakita ako. Yeah. Okay, so ano yung content ng eye mo? Eye mo red. So marami pong klase. Yeah. There are Ayun, galing nga, oh. Tetrahydrozoline. Ayan, marami pa po. Oxymetazoline. Ituturo ko rin po yan pag lumaki na kayo. This week yun. Lalaki na kayo this week. Nafazoline, yeah. So these are potent vasoconstrictors, guys. Okay, they constrict the blood vessels on your eyes, okay, to relieve red eyes. But if you try to relieve the red eyes, do you cure the cause? Yes or no?
No
Do you?
po.
No, yeah. So may infection ka pa din. Tama, nakachonky ka pa din eh. Pero hindi lang namumula yung mata mo. Tama. Itigil mo yung chonky para mawala. Pero, pag may infection ka, kailangan pagalingin mo yung infection. So, we can use antimicrobials. That's why, guys, wag po kayong magugulat that some physicians, like the ophthalmologists, they prescribe a lot of drugs for one disease, right? Like, for example, just an eye infection, ang dami niyang nireseta. Because we have to manage the other symptoms caused by the disease, caused by the infection. Okay? Okay na? Yeah. Next, facilitate non-pharmacologic therapeutic intervention. So, non-pharmacologic treatments are also really important. So, ito po yung mga like exercise, mga TLC. Okay? So, they are usually used in conjunction with drugs. Okay? So, pag gamot, pharmacologic. Kapag hindi gamot, like diet, exercise, okay, healthy, basta lahat ng ka-healthyhan sa mundo. These are non-pharmacologic, which can be used in conjunction with the drugs. So, ano po ba yung example ng sakit na importante ang gamot at ang non-pharmacologic treatment?
Diabetes po.
Yeah, diabetes, correct. That's good. So diabetes, you have to take, if you have like type 1 diabetes, you have to like inject insulin, right? Pero pag ikaw naman, ang takaw-takaw mo, kain ng sugar, that would defeat the purpose of, yeah, taking insulin. So it should be in conjunction with like less sugar intake. Ano pa, hypertension. When you take antihypertensive agents, you should also limit your salt intake, right? Because salt could retain water, okay, on your body. And retaining water will increase your blood pressure. So that would cancel out the medication you are taking. Okay. Next, we have pharmacogenomics. Okay. What does pharmacogenomics mean? It studies, okay, the relationship of the genetic factors. So usually pag genomics, it's the whole gene. Okay, it represents the whole genome. Okay, it involves 2 or more genes. Okay, that can cause variations in drug response. So, pag ba nag-take kayo ng gamot pare-pareho ng response, sa tingin niyo po? Kunwari, ikaw, Pilipino ka. Pilipino ka ba? Ako minsan ayoko na maging Pilipino eh. Dahil sa mga nangyayari ngayon sa Senado. Hindi, joke lang. Okay. Yeah. Uh, the 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 responses, guys, of drugs depends on your genes. So you have to remember that uh the genetic makeup of the body okay, is one of the most important dictators of how drugs elicit response inside the body. So nakadepende sa genes mo. Kaya yung ininom ng Pilipino, pwedeng effective sa'yo. Pero yung ininom nung like Black American, ininom niya yung same na gamot sa'yo, pwedeng hindi umepekto sa kanya yon. Okay? That's what we study in pharmacogenomics. So, I've heard a while ago, losartan. Ayan. Si losartan ba, common na common to sa mga Pilipino? Yes. Yeah, because it has a proven efficacy among Asians. Yeah. Losartan is an angiotensin receptor blocker. Okay, or an ARB. Yeah. So it has a proven efficacy. But guys, did you know that losartan is not that effective? Hindi siya ka-superior na effective as much as to Asians when you administer it to Black Americans. That's why Black Americans are not usually taking angiotensin 2 receptor blockers, yung mga nag-e-end sa sartan. Losartan, telmisartan, valsartan, okay, irbesartan, okay? So, hindi nila tinitake yun masyado kasi hindi siya masyadong effective based on, okay, pharmacogenomics, okay? That also applies to the different side effects of drugs, okay? May mga tao na prone sila to have side effects than other races. So, we study that in pharmacogenomics. How about if you study just a single gene? Just a single gene. Ibig sabihin, isang gene lang, hindi whole genome. Anong tawag doon? It's called, the context clue is single gene. It's called pharmacogenetics. So, when we study how a single gene affects drug response, it's called pharmacogenetics. Okay? Like for example, if you study NAT2 gene, ano po yung NAT? N-acetyl transferase. Okay. 2 gene. Kapag yan yung inaaral mo and how N-acetyl transferase 2 enzyme affects drug response, okay? May kakilala ba kayong nagka-TB? Or baka ikaw, nagka-TB ka na, taas mo yung kamay. Para, hindi po, joke lang. Yeah, baka may kakilala kayo, like nagka-TB guys. One of the drug we use for TB is isoniazid. Okay? So si isoniazid, yeah. Si isoniazid is metabolized by this enzyme. Siguro mahal talaga tayo ng Panginoon, no? Kahit ganyan ang nangyayari sa Senado. Kasi, kasi po, bakit? Because Asians and Filipinos, guys, we are considered to be rapid acetylators because we have normal amount of N-acetyl transferase. We have normal, okay, levels. So yung mga Asians, okay, we have normal amount of this enzyme. So when we take isoniazid, we don't experience side effects. Okay? Like liver failure. Hindi tayo nagkakaroon ng hepatotoxicity. Pero kung Amerikano yung mag-take niyan, American, okay? Ano pa? Caucasians, okay? They are poor metabolizers. So they have low levels of N-acetyltransferase. So dahil mababa yung N-acetyltransferase nila, can they metabolize isoniazid? Yes or no? No. If they cannot metabolize isoniazid, isoniazid can cause severe side effects to this group of people. Okay? Yeah. So lagi mong isipin, anong isipin mo? Mahal tayo ng Diyos. Yeah. Okay, so much about that. So that's pharmacogenetics because we study just one single gene. Okay? Pag pharmacogenomics, it's the whole genome that we study. Next is pharmacoeconomics. Okay? It studies the cost effectiveness of drug treatment. Okay? The cost effectiveness of drug treatment. Dito papasok yung tinatawag nating branded. Can you see the generics? Okay. Are you familiar with branded and generic drugs?
Yes po.
Yeah. Which is more effective, a branded drug or a generic drug?
Depende.
Sino daw po?
Depende po.
Depende daw. Parang dahil Tuesday ngayon, ay sige branded. Bukas, dahil Wednesday na, hindi na Tuesday, generic naman. Ganun ba yun?
Pareho po.
Yeah, they are the same, guys. Okay, they're just the same. So they are in the market because they exhibit the same bioavailability. So branded and generics are considered to be bioequivalent. So ibig sabihin, they have the same bioavailability. Okay, same bioavailability. Okay. Ano ba yung bioavailability? That's the amount of drug that enters your systemic circulation. So when I take a branded drug and a generic drug, they just provide you the same amount of drug in your circulation. That's why they have the same efficacy. Okay, same efficacy. Anong pagkakaiba lang nila sa presyo? Okay, pag branded, mahal. Pag
Yes.
generics, mas mura. Okay? So, sino ba yung branded na tinatawag na yan? Ang branded po na tinatawag na yan ay yung tinatawag nating innovator drug. Okay. Sino yung innovator? The one who discovered the drug. Okay? The one who discovered the drug, guys. That's called the innovator. Okay? So for example, alam niyo ba ang paracetamol? Alam niyo yung paracetamol?
Yes.
Ang galing. Grabe. Yun na yun. Yun na yung tanong. Kung alam niyo lang. Okay. So paracetamol po is like a very common analgesic, right? It's a pain reliever. We commonly use it like for headache, if you have migraine, like your body is kind of sore, we usually take paracetamol. Or pag social ka, paracetamol. Yan. So, sino po yung innovator ni paracetamol? Pag Pilipino, okay lang paracetamol. Yan. Sino pong innovator ni paracetamol? It's Tylenol. Okay. So the one who discovered paracetamol or paracetamol, the brand is Tylenol. Have you taken Tylenol? No, not yet. Yeah. Ako personally, among the brands, Tylenol talaga yung tinitake ko. Parang feeling ko lang placebo kahit ako ay pharmacist. Oo. Parang siya yung pinaka-effective sa akin in all other paracetamols. Yeah. But that's just me. Don't don't be like me. Okay. Yeah. Ayan. And then, siya yung naka-discover. The company, guys, has exclusive like patent for a certain number of years when you discover a drug. Okay? So when you discover it, may patent ka for like 15 years, 10 years. But after that patent expires, anong mangyayari dun sa gamot? The drug now is available for what? Is available for manufacture by other companies. Dito na papasok yung mga generics. Okay? Ano yung klase ng mga generics? Tatlo po yung tier ng mga generics. The first one is branded generics. So in short, anong ibig sabihin pag generics? Are these copycat drugs? Copycat ba sila? Yeah. Kasi nung na-expire na yung original na may-ari, available na yung patent. Okay? Pwede mo na siyang gayahin para ma-manufacture mo siya. Kaya generic drugs are copycat drugs. Okay? So, among the tier of generics, the branded generics are the most expensive. Okay? So, sinong example ng branded generic? Branded generics could differ country by country. So, for paracetamol, which brand? Okay? Ang pinakasikat na branded generic, ayun no, nakita ko na. Biogesic, right? Biogesic is a branded generic. Lagyan natin ng R kasi hindi naman tayo bayad. Okay? Sino pa? Bioflu, yeah, it has paracetamol, but it contains other actives other than paracetamol. Yung paracetamol lang as a sole constituent. Tempra also. Yeah, Decolgen also has paracetamol, but it contains other ingredients. Okay. Pag nasa Middle East ka or nasa like Malaysia, Singapore, ang popular si Panadol. Yeah, yung mga pumupunta ng Middle East, yan ang sikat si Panadol. Okay, so these are branded generics. The second na mas mura sa branded generics ay yung mga uni-branded. Okay, uni-branded. Anong ibig sabihin ng uni-branded? Uni-branded? Ito yung isa lang yung brand tapos pare-pareho sila. Anong example ng uni-branded sa Pilipinas? Ayun, nakita ko na. Ang galing. Right Med. Yeah. Ano pa? Rhea. Diba? Rhea ascorbic acid, Rhea colchicine, Right Med losartan, Right Med coamoxiclav, lahat sila. Okay? Good. And then, yung pinakamura is the unbranded generics. So, yung mga unbranded, ito yung mga nakikita nyo talaga sa mga generic drug stores. Okay? Watson's generics, it's a uni-branded type of generic. Diba? Watson's amlodipine, Watson's losartan, Watson's ferrous sulfate, whatever you think of. Yeah. So why generics are cheaper? Because, okay, they don't usually invest in marketing, especially the unbranded ones. That's why the unbranded ones are the cheapest among the tier of the generic drugs. Okay? So if they ask you again, ngayon na natutunan mo na yan, are branded and generics the same? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. What's the advantage of generic drugs over branded drugs? Yung inaaral po sa pharmacoeconomics, ano? The cost effectiveness. Anong ibig sabihin ng cost effective? Mura na, pero effective. Sabi nga ni Bimbi, kilala niyo pa ba si Bimbi? Sulit. Sulit. Yeah, what sulit, mama? May patalastas kasi sila dati. Ayan, it's like sulit, equivalent to sulit. Cost effective. Okay. Next is pharmacoepidemiology. So as the name implies, guys, it studies the effect of drug on a population. So usually, when we talk about pharmacoepidemiology, we study the effects or the response of drugs, okay, in a given population. Okay, in a given population. We study here the long-term effects, the long-term effects, okay, of drugs. So, how do we conduct pharmacoepidemiology studies? We conduct observational studies. So usually observational. So mga observational studies po yan. Like for example, in a hospital, they use this particular type of drug for like cancer, and those patients are observed as a cohort. Okay? And think of that na yung ospital, maraming ospital sa iba-ibang bansa. Like sa Philippines, America, Canada. So those are the populations, group of people that they test through observation. Okay? Ano naman yung pagkakaiba niya sa pharmacovigilance? Si pharmacovigilance naman, guys, okay, it involves the surveillance, monitoring, detection, and assessment of adverse drug effects. So dito, for pharmacovigilance, it's not through observation. Hindi siya through observation. It's through what? Reporting. Okay? It's through reporting of the adverse drug reaction. Who usually reports adverse drug reaction? Kunwari, nag-take ka ng gamot. Nagka-allergy ka. Kanino ka susumbong? Kanino ka susumbong? Kapag nagka-allergy ka sa gamot.
Doctor.
Sa doktor agad, hindi muna. Sa nanay mo muna, syempre. Hindi, joke lang. Yeah. To the practitioners. Yeah. We usually report them to practitioners, right? Like physicians. You're right. Tama po yun. To the pharmacist. Yeah. Or the patients themselves. Yung mga pasyente, pwede rin sila mag-report. Kasi 'di ba, kung bibili kayo ng gamot, may mga hotline 'yon. Ginagamit niyo ba 'yon? Hindi kasi uso sa Pilipinas yung tumawag pag may adverse effects eh. But in other countries, guys, yeah, they are like very particular with reporting adverse drug reaction. Ayaw mong maging proud na kunwari, nakakita ka na ba ng drug leaflet? Yung papel na nasa loob ng gamot. 'Di ba nakalista lahat doon yung side effects? Pero hindi naman lahat yun nararamdaman mo, 'di ba? Yeah. So those are reported by practitioners or by patients. Ang tawag doon pharmacovigilance. Okay, continuous monitoring of adverse drug reaction. So pwede mong proud moment na pag ni-report mo tapos nalagay dun sa literature ng gamot, no? Uy, ako yan. Ako yung naka-experience ng near-death experience. Diba? Proud moment. Kasi ni-report mo. Okay, may contribution ka sa science. So that's called pharmacovigilance. Okay. Next, we have other related areas in pharmacology. Toxicology, toxic meaning poison. Okay, it studies the detrimental effects, okay, or the adverse effects of drugs. Are drugs poisons? Yes or no? Ang gamot din ba ay poison? Yes or no po? Yeah,
Yes.
they are poisons. What's the difference between a drug and a poison? Di ba pag lumaklak ka ng gamot, pwede kang mamatay? O anong pagkakaiba nila? Correct, the dose. Okay, we study the dose by means of posology. Posology. So, there's a popular scientist. He told many people that the dose makes the poison. Tama ba yun? The dose makes the poison. Yeah. So this was told by Paracelsus. Yeah. So tama naman siya. The dose makes the poison. So all drugs are also poison. That's why we have to take them with the right amount, with the right dose. Okay, we studied that in posology. How about pharmacy? Yeah. So I'm a pharmacist. So we manufacture, we prepare, and we dispense drugs. Okay, that's the role of a pharmacist. So pharmacy is the art and science of preparing, manufacturing, okay, dispensing medications to patients. How about pharmaceutics? Pharmaceutics, it focuses on the formulation, manufacture, stability, and effectiveness of pharmaceutical dosage form. So this is usually related to the industry, the pharmaceutical industry. Yeah, so they focus on pharmaceutics. Pag sinabi nating dosage form, ito yung mga tablet, capsules. Okay. So dosage forms are the finished drug products where the drugs are usually contained. Kung saan natin sila nilalagay. So in the form of a solution, in the form of a syrup, like a suppository, those are dosage forms. Okay. Next, pharmacognosy. So this is the study of the identification and preparation of crude drug from natural sources. So usually from animal and plant. Okay? Plant sources. So, pharmacognosy po yan. So, if you want to discover new drugs, yeah, from plants, the field that you will work with is pharmacognosy. Okay, pharmacognosy. And lastly, we have chemotherapy. Kapag narinig niyo yung chemotherapy, ano yung pumapasok sa utak niyo?
Cancer po.
Cancer, yeah. Wow, nice. That's nice. Yeah, it's cancer. So for for chemotherapy, guys, okay, yeah, it's related to cancer, but it's not only used exclusively for cancer. So chemotherapeutic agents include drugs that can kill or inhibit the growth of cells that are considered foreign in the body. Ano ba yung mga foreign sa katawan natin? Tama yun, cancer. So how do we call the drugs that can kill or inhibit cancer cells? We call them in pharmacology as anti-neoplastic agents. Or in layman's term, anti-cancer agent. But in pharmacology, we call them anti-neo. Neo means new. Okay. Plasia. Okay. Plasia meaning ano po, growth. 'Di ba kapag cancer ka kasi nagkakaroon ng excessive growth of tissue in a form of a tumor. Yeah, so anti-neoplastic agent. And ano pa yung pangalawang foreign body sa katawan natin? Microorganisms. Okay? So maraming klase ng microorganisms. Tama? Sino po ang mga microorganism na kilala nyo? Ah, nasa gobyerno ba yung iba? Ay, wala. Okay. Wala po, syempre. Kasi maliliit tong mga to. Oo. So these are bacteria, fungi, ano pa, protozoa, viruses. Diba? For bacteria, we call them antibacterial. For fungi, we call them antifungal agents. For protozoa, antiprotozoal. For viruses, antiviral agents. So these are, okay, microorganisms. So in short, yung mga antimicrobials natin. Okay, na antimicrobial agents. So, pag ikaw nagpa-check up ka na ba? Di pa? Bakit mo naman kabanding? So, yeah, lahat naman siguro tayo nagpa-check up na, di ba? So, pag niresetahan ka ng antibiotic, technically ba nagki-chemotherapy ka? Pag nagtitake ka ng antibiotic, are you technically undergoing chemotherapy? Yes or no? When you take antibiotic, yeah, that's right. Tama yun. You're undergoing chemotherapy. But we don't usually say it, right? Na, di ba pag nag-absent tayo, please excuse me for having been absent last, ganito ganyan. The doctor diagnosed me with bacterial infection and currently undergoing chemo. Sinasabi mo ba yun sa excuse letter mo? No. Yeah, but technically, guys, you can use that for antimicrobial agent. Okay? Yeah. So that ends our discussion for the fundamentals in pharmacology. Do you have any questions so far? Question po. Yeah. Any question? can you show your heart reactions if you don't have like questions? Okay. Ayan. Okay, good. Can we have your like short assessment now? Yeah, it's up to you guys. You can open or close your notes. Yeah, hindi naman to recorded, don't worry. Yeah, wala namang seryosohan pa. Nasa sa'yo kung gusto mong open notes or close notes. Yeah, I'll just prepare the link. Wait lang.